Oh, counting out this money. I tell you what, I just haven't got it. I tell you, I wish I was rich, honestly. Hi guys, how you doing? Yeah, if I was a multimillionaire, I'd be so happy. I think I would just, that would be my goal. That would be for me. Once I reach that, getting all the money I want, that'd be it. I'd be happy. But would I? I'm going to be talking about the hedonic adaptation and what that actually is, and how there's a certain level of happiness we have that no matter how positive something is, we end up going to our baseline of happiness, or how sad and how tragic things happen to our lives, we'll always go back or up to our happiness level. What's this all about? Have a listen, you'll find out more. Hello and welcome. My name's Steve Beckles-Ebusua, the speaker with the orange tie. And guys, welcome to the Orange Room. It's really good to speak to you, and I'm really pleased to have this opportunity to share some of my experience. Those that don't know anything about, I'm a motivational speaker, and I go to schools, colleges, universities and companies around the UK, Europe and in the States. At the moment, I'm studying to become a cognitive behavioural therapist, and I'm really enjoying my journey. And what I want to be able to do is just share some of the information I'm learning on my journey to help you. And hopefully you can use some of the information that I've learned as well. So my strapline, I had a strapline, I don't know if you've seen the strapline. It says, focusing on happiness can be difficult. However, it's all about the hedonic approach. I have to make sure I get that right. The hedonic approach. Now, as I said, I've been studying, and I'm coming across and learning so many new things. And I had a picture of the glasses. I'll kind of put these back on there. I had a picture of these glasses, and it was to really signify that often we can't see happiness around us, and sometimes it's understanding how it works. So what I'm going to try to explain is what the hedonic adaptation is, what it's all about, and how it works. So first of all, let's look at an axis. All right, you've got a straight line, and then joining it you have a line going out. Okay, and now this line going out, right, is your baseline of happiness. That's your baseline of happiness. Okay, now what happens in life, you get this approach, yeah, so things go up and down and up and down, and what they signify are good things that happen in your life, yeah, which is the bit going up, and bad things happen in your life. So for example, good things in your life, you passed an exam or you've just qualified. Bad things in your life, someone's passed away, etc. So you've got that cycle. Now what I want to explain to you is what the kind of hedonic adaptation is and how it works. So first of all, the word hedonic comes from the word to relate, okay? And what you're doing is you're relating to your baseline. So let's just imagine someone's won £10 million on the lottery, all right? £10 million on the lottery, okay? Obviously, that is a high, right? That's a peak, okay? Now, what happens over a period of time as that circle, as that peak goes up, it then hits a leveling point. And you've probably heard the amount of reports where people have won loads and loads of money, invariably in a year and a half. Not so much as they've wasted it, but they've hit their happiness point, so they've gone back to how they were. Another example, someone passes away very, very close to you. You have that dip, that obvious dip, okay? But then what happens over a period of time, depending on the individual, you hit that baseline of happiness. So in other words, you go back to where you were. And that's how this works. So the hedonic adaptation is how we level off in the end at a certain level of happiness. No matter how much you win, no matter how much you lose, we all come back to that baseline. Now, where is that baseline? Now, this is what I'm finding fascinating studying psychology, because that really depends on you. Okay, I was reading it could be generic, it could be in your genes, but we all have these different levels where what happens, we have great moments and then all of a sudden we level out. So for example, if someone sets a goal and they hit that target and they're so happy about hitting their target, but then over a period of time that target doesn't mean anything to them. So what do? They then try to chase another target. And I think this is really important, because what you've got to realize is that baseline is our happiness. That baseline is where our happiness is. Now, to increase that level or change or whatever, I'm not 100% sure how that can be done. But what I want to be able to share with you is 3 approaches to raise your level of awareness of happiness. Yeah, so what are we talking about? You've probably heard this mentioned before, is gratitude. Yeah, how when you can grasp gratitude and really understand it, when things go wrong, you can default to what you have, and it doesn't seem like the end of the world. Okay, so just a summarization of what the hedonic adaptation is. It's that spike, that cycle that we have in life, and the baseline, that basic, is where your happiness is. That's where your happiness sits. So you have something really, really great, you're really, really happy, but you don't stay there. You always end up going back to your baseline. So I'm going to give you 3 approaches that I wrote about in my assignment to really look at how you can tackle this and really get this to work for you. So the first one is to value what you have. I read many years ago that values in the contrast. Yeah, so here's a good example. How many times have you maybe opened the fridge door and there's a sandwich in there and it looks mouldy? It seems like it's been there for ages. It's like, I'm not eating that. Or I don't feel like eating that. What then happens? You go out, you've got stuff to do, you then come back and you haven't cooked, all right? In other words, there's nothing to eat. All of a sudden, that sandwich actually looks quite nice. And maybe not go as far as nice, but do you know what? You would eat it. Why? Because values in the contrast. You're contrasting how you feel to what you want. And all of a sudden, that sandwich looks very, very nice. So what I'm asking you to do is try to value the things that you have. And I mean, just sit and just value it. A great example, a good friend of mine, I was speaking to him this morning and he's done his back. Owen, I hope you get better, mate. But he said, Steve, you'll understand this because I've had sciatica issues as well. But he'd done his back in whilst doing exercises. And when he told me about that, all of a sudden I had this awareness of my sciatica. And it didn't occur to me, it didn't hurt me or anything, but as I was walking around, I really valued me being able to pick stuff up, and it lasted for maybe, I don't know, about an hour, because I was thinking about the conversation I had with Owen. But it then had me realise that value is so important. So remember this, values in this contrast, okay? The next thing is appreciation. I love this quote, and it's really great. Experience less, appreciate more. Experience less, appreciate more. So what's that all about? Imagine someone goes to a hotel, all right, and he's always been in 5-star hotels. He's never able to really appreciate it until maybe he stays at a 3-star hotel. And then he thinks, oh gosh, that 5-star was amazing. But instead of kind of wanting the 5-star hotel, you appreciate the 3-star, and you just, I suppose, stick and kind of enjoy that moment with what that 3-star hotel is. It's a hotel. It's somewhere to sleep. It's somewhere to get up in the morning and do what you need to do. Do you know what I mean? So experience less, appreciate more. All right. And finally, guys, it's the last one is really savouring the things you have. Very similar to what I said before, but savour it. So whatever you've achieved, if you're in a flat, you've got a house, you've got to just savour it. Just pause. I think it was Dr. Wayne Dyer says many of us are going through life just inhaling instead of exhaling. And so basically what I'm saying is just pause and just look around what you've got. And if it isn't maybe something possession-wise, just standing up and walking to the door or walking to your car. You've got a car. Or being able to do press-ups or have a conversation without any hesitance and the confidence you've got. Basically what I'm saying, it's all about savouring what you've got and holding it and really enjoying it. Guys, these are just approaches that I've found can make a massive difference to all of the things you encounter. Now remember, with the hedonic adaptation, it's when things are bad, remember that baseline. All right, so things are really, really bad, but don't worry, you will get to that baseline of happiness. Now, obviously there's going to be variables, and I'm sure there will be situations where people just can't get back to that happiness line. However, what I would say generally is what we tend to do, we have those highs, but we do end up going back to that happiness line, or those lows, and go back to that happiness line. The point I'm trying to make to you guys is when things are difficult, they are a struggle, you will be getting through this. I think as Winston Churchill says, if you're going through hell, keep going. Don't stop. So guys, that is what the kind of hedonic adaptation is all about. Guys, give it a try. Google it, find out about it. I'm having an amazing time finding out about all of this stuff, and I'm really excited about qualifying as being a therapist. But what I want to be able to do is share this with you guys. Boom. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not on the radio show with Natalie this weekend. However, Angela is going to be there. Andrea's there, sorry. Listening, there's going to be people talking about the whole COVID and the dancing. That's on Sunday between 10 and 12. I just want to say to you guys, it's all about making a difference for yourself. A lot of these recordings now are all going onto my YouTube, guys. So that's orangeonlinelearning.com. Go on there, guys. Please subscribe once you've listened to them. And what you do, you'll get notifications for when they come in. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed it. It's about you making the difference. You've noticed I don't even talk about the things that's going on around us now, because it's about dealing what's within us. We can't do what's out there. It's what's within us, yeah? So, as I say, it's not about getting through this. It's getting from this. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed it, and have an amazing weekend. Take care.